Devaya Om Ajnanatimiram Dhasya Jnananjanashalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Chaitanyamanoభీష్టం స్థాపితం येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा गदा मह्यं ददाति कृपापदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीगदापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी श्रीराधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna everybody. Welcome you all. So let's continue. So how many chapters did we finish in Nectar of Devotion, anyone? How many chapters did we finish?
I think 3, 4, 5.
5 chapters we finished, no? So today we will be learning from the 6th chapter. Okay, so what did we study in the previous classes? Anyone? What did we study in the last class? What did we study? Yes. We didn't study anything last class.
Mataji, how to discharge devotional service?
How to discharge will be learnt now. We learned the 2 types of sadhana bhakti, right? Vaidhi sadhana and raganuga sadhana, and we learned Vaidhi sadhana in detail. What is Vaidhi sadhana all about? So, in today's class, we will be learning about how to discharge devotional service, like you said, right? There are certain do's and don'ts and everything. So that we will be learning in today's class. Okay. This is all just recap. Yeah, so 6th chapter talks about how to discharge devotional service. So who is this in the picture? Anyone? Who is this person in the picture?
Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati and Prabhupada.
Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati.
Sati Thakur and Prabhupada.
Prabhupada. Okay, so what is happening here?
Diksha.
Diksha is going on, no? So, what Diksha did Prabhupada take?
Harinam Diksha.
Only Harinam?
No, after that again.
After that?
Brahmanic Diksha.
So, right now Brahmanic is going on or Harinam is going on?
Harinam.
So, how many of you say right now Harinam Diksha is going on because Japamala is being given?
Yes. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Agree?
Agree.
Agree, Mataji.
So, what about Brahmanic then? How many times did Prabhupada meet his Guru Maharaj?
Only 2 times.
First time was when
Harinam.
Guru told, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati told, you have to go to the West and preach.
Yes.
And the second time during the initiation day, and he got the second initiation on the same day.
Yeah, Haribol. So they met only 2 times. Then how can he meet again for Brahmanic? And that time there was no Zoom and other online platforms. Ki, okay, on Zoom we will take Diksha, I will give you Brahmanic on Zoom. No. Right? So he met only 2 times, and first time was he becoming a Vaishnava, looking at the Guru, accepting him in the mind. Second time was both Harinam and Brahmanic together. Together it happened. Right?
Okay.
So,
Yes.
and where did this qualification come? Both together. How can you take? Nobody got, no? Nobody
Hmm.
will get also. Even Prabhupada never gave any of his disciples, okay, both together you take. No. So why? What made him qualify for that kind of diksha?
For hearing, properly hearing.
Haribol, just by hearing. He didn't do anything. Just by hearing. He used to visit various nama. I mean, what is that called? He the he established no Gaudiya mats. He just visited these Gaudiya mats, and he used to offer devotion service along with his god brothers. I mean, that time he was not initiated yet, but all the devotees, he would look at them. However, his guru has taught, right? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. In the same way, he used to offer devotional service. Right, and the same way, just by hearing his guru, he used to follow each and every instruction given by his Guru Maharaj. And that made him that intense hearing with complete faith, Shraddha and submissive hearing, no? That made him take both Diksha together. Right? So today we will learn what Rupa Goswami tells us about how to discharge devotional service and apply the same for us to get the same qualification. Right? Now in these, so today we will be covering 6, 7, 8 chapters. Okay, so these 3 chapters talk about the various rules and regulations on how to discharge devotion service. So these rules and regulations are taken from Bhari Bhakti Vilas, which is written by Sanatan Goswami. Okay, so Rupa Goswami, spiritual master, as in the Siksha Guru, any guidance needed, he would go and ask Sanatan Goswami. Right? So Sanatan Goswami is more or less like a guru for Rupa Goswami, and also by age also Sanatan Goswami is elder brother of Rupa Goswami. Right? So today we will learn about all this. Okay, all the vidhis or the rules and regulations, and so here principles of behind the rules will be captured more than the details. Right? So why we should follow the rule is more important than what you're following. Right? Why is very, very important. So those things will be captured here. So these rules are total 64 in number. 64 rules Rupa Goswami gave us, and in these 64 rules there are divisions. 2 divisions are primary rules. These are compulsory, everybody should follow under any circumstance. Right? These are 20 in number. Right? So 10, 10 is divided, the do's and the don'ts. 10 do's are there, 10 don'ts are there. So do's are called pravritti, which is allowed, and don'ts are nivritti. You have to refrain from doing it. Those are 10. So together they become 20. Then the next 44 are divided in as additional items to be followed in bhakti. Right? They are additional rules, or and out of which, right, the last 5, right, 61 to 64, yeah, 61 to 64 talk about the 5 potent forms of bhakti, which is given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, the 5 potent forms of bhakti. And remaining 21 to 61, 60 will be under sadhana. Right, complete sadhana. What we have to apply in our day-to-day life and activities. So now these 64 ways we will be learning in detail. So we already discussed 20 items primary importance. At all conditions we have to follow these. These are very, very important. And the pravritis are the do's and the 10 don'ts we have, right? So first let's learn about the do's. What are the activities we are supposed to do, right? So what these activities will help us create a strong foundation for our pure devotional service. right? Anyone knows what is the first thing we have to do? What is the first one in the list of do's? Anyone? Any guess? What is the most primary necessity? Yes?
Chanting.
Mataji, tilak.
Oh, tilak, okay. What is the main thing?
Surrender to Krishna.
That is not a rule. Krishna says no force. If you want, you surrender. Otherwise, no need. Out of love only we have to surrender. The main thing.
Faith.
No. These are activities. Activities you have to do. What is it that you have to do? First and foremost.
Sadhu Sangha.
Sadhu Sangha, okay. You have to first of all accept a
Leave.
Mercy. Mercy.
you have to accept a guru. Without accepting a guru, without taking diksha, there is no devotional service. That is very, very important. If you have to, if whatever devotional service you're doing, okay, chanting 16 rounds, if it has to reach Krishna, there should be a person to take it and give it to Krishna, because we do not know him, right? I mean, we know him, but we are not qualified. Krishna will not accept us, right?
Good
So we
spiritual
need to,
master.
yeah, so we need to accept a guru. That is the main thing. That is the first activity you are supposed to do, right? So these 10 activities that we are supposed to do, the pravritti or the do's, are the most essential items. Everybody should do, and under any circumstance. And if you don't do these 10 activities, then we can never become devotees, and we cannot be accepted as a devotee. Nobody can be called a devotee if these things are not done. These 20 are primary, very important. These do's should be done and the don'ts should also be done. I mean, you should not do what is not supposed to be done. Right? So these 20 are very important. Why? Because Guru introduces one to all the other items of sadhana. That's why accepting a spiritual master is very, very important. Number one, right? Through Guru only our spiritual journey begins. Initiation means the beginning, right? The English meaning. So, without the first three, execution of remaining 61 is not possible. So, sadhu sangha, accepting a guru, a bhajana kriya, these are all very, 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 very important. Okay. Next comes the activities to avoid. These are coming under the category of nivritti. So we will learn all these in detail. Okay. So these are coming under the category of nivritti, as in we are not supposed to do them. And without avoiding this, foundation will corrupt or decay. So our bhakti will not stand. Right? So can you give me an example? What things we are not supposed to do? Any example?
Gossiping.
One is to give
Other devotees.
non-devotees company. We should give up non-devotee companies.
Yeah, Satsanga Tyaga and Prajalpa, all that we have to give up. Next, what are the 4 main things that Prabhupada has told?
Four
We have
regulative principles.
Never
4
discuss.
regulative
Four
principles.
regulative principles.
What are those?
No gambling, no meat
Hmm.
eating, no illicit sex, no I forgot that.
No intoxication.
No intoxication.
Yeah. How can we forget? If we forget, gone case. Right? So, no meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling. Very, very important. And what do these, each of them represent? Which religious principles? Yeah?
सत्य शौच तपोदय
What?
सत्य शौच तपोदय
Satya, Shaucha, Tapa and Daya. Very nice.
Yeah.
English meaning of these?
Austerity, compassion, cleanness, and mercy.
cleanliness, tapo,
Mercy.
austerities, and kindness.
Very nice. Okay, so these are the 4 things we have to follow, right? The do's and the don'ts. And when you say you're not, I mean, when you're following the 4 regulative principles, say you're not gambling, you're not eating non-veg and all that, automatically the do's also should develop, as in The main reason why you're not eating meat is mercy quality should develop, no? If that is not developing in your heart, then there is no use of not eating meat. No, so the Prabhupada is saying the major reason why we have to follow the regulative principles is strengthen the religious principles behind these regulative principles. That is important. So if your intoxication, I mean, if you're not doing intoxication, but the austerity, the regularity of your service is not developing in your heart, that austerity is not developing, then what is the use? So make sure when you're following the regulative principles, these dharma qualities are getting developed in the heart. That is main thing. It is very, very important, right? Mercy, not getting angry, not shouting, not hitting, not harming. These are all coming under the category of mercy, right? If you're still getting angry, if you still feel like hitting someone, scolding someone, shout at them, torture them mentally for not doing what you want, right? If that is happening, if the tendency is there in your heart, then you've given up non-veg, still it's not happening, no? That mercy quality is not coming in your heart. So work towards that. Some people I've seen where so many devotees, I follow all the 4 regulative principles, I'm a pure devotee, they say. No, these qualities should develop in the heart. That is why Prabhupada is saying give up all these 4 things, right? So that is very, very important. Okay, so first three items we discussed, no? It is all about spiritual master. First thing is accepting the shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, right? That is shelter, no? We have shelter ceremony on Gaura Purnima also. That is one thing. Then next is taking initiation. After shelter, we have to wait for 6 months to follow the rules and regulations properly, and then take initiation or diksha, right? That is the second. Third is developing complete faith in the spiritual master and following all his instructions. These are the first three. First three are very, very important. This forms the base or the foundation of bhakti. Without this, nothing can be built in bhakti, right? That's why here it says before this or without these three, the 61 rules cannot be followed. The remaining 61 rules, okay? And the don'ts we already discussed, right? There are many don'ts. We will discuss all this in detail. So 44 additional items are there. That is 21 to 64. So these, in this also there is last 5 will be completely different Panchanga Bhakti, and remaining 44 to 21 to 60, right? These will be under sadhana. We have to follow these sadhana rules and etc. Like Shravanam, Kirtanam, right? These are all devotional services or the daily practices that we have to do. These things we have to do, right? In this 21 to 59 will be items of sadhana, and 60 to 64, 60 to 64 will be the Panchanga Bhakti or the 5 limbs of Bhakti, it is told. Okay, so we will learn all this in detail. So here, Rupa Goswami, these are the do's. Okay, Rupa Goswami summarizes the do's, the 10 do's that we just talked about. The 10 do's are first thing, accepting a guru, right? Accepting as in taking shelter. Uh, then next is taking Diksha and Bhajana Kriya will start. That is training. Then obeying the instructions of the guru with complete faith. Okay, then following the acharyas under the guru, right? Respecting all the other devotees. So, see, in Kanishta stage, what we think, only Krishna is God. Like everybody else, even if it's most confidential devotees of the Lord, we don't care to even offer obeisances, no? We think, okay, they are also humans only like us, right? In Kanishta Adhikari, that's what we think. But as we learn and grow, we will understand it's the devotee who takes you to Krishna. Devotees are actually more important than Krishna. Mad Bhaktya Pujyabi Adhikam, right? We have to worship Krishna, devotees more than Krishna. So we start offering obeisances to all the other acharyas under that guru as well. Then we inquire, we start asking questions. How to do this, how to do that, how to develop Krishna Prema, right? I'm not able to chant, I have this issue, I'm not able to overcome. All that we start acquiring, asking, right? Exchanging information. Then after that, so from Guru, we get promoted to go near Krishna. Even thinking about Krishna, we are not qualified. Only through Guru we can, right? So the 6th to 10th will talk about Krishna. Giving up what we have to give up for Krishna, right? The waking up early in the morning. We don't like it, but we have to give up our sleep or comfort and wake up early in the morning. Giving up honey and garlic, These are all the do's, right? We have to do it. Then residing in dhama, right? At least on Sundays, go to the temple, or during festivals, go to the temple and do some seva, right? And have a altar in your house also, right? With all deities and everything. So your house also becomes a dhama. You don't have to worry, Prabhupada told, no, every house is a Vrindavan if you do Bhagavat Shravan and everything. Then accepting only the necessary, right? Otherwise, too much if you do it, it becomes atyahara, right? And then or you become greedy also. Sometimes when we want something, say you want something and you get it, and because you've got it, next time you'll be like, I want more of it, right? And that becomes greed. So you should accept only what is necessary. Then we have to fast, regulated fasting by following ekadashi and everything. And then tulsi worship is very, very important, primary, right? Primary. If you do not have tulsi, or if you cannot keep tulsi, then I know many devotees taking a picture of tulsi, circumambulating the picture, right? A photo frame of tulsi, or they have these silver tulsi, small tulsi, which they keep in their altar and worship. The same tulsi they take and circumambulate, especially people in abroad where it's snowing all the time, tulsi will not grow, right? And even in in India, certain places like apartments and all, there is absolutely no sunlight and nothing, right? Tulsi won't grow. So do not worry, at least do that. There are, I'm sure, many temples have tulsi where you can go and circumambulate, right? You can walk to a temple nearby and just circumambulate, right? Because watering is very important. You might do puja in the altar for the tulsi, yes, but watering her and growing her, no, that is very, very important. Right? So circumambulating, watering. So you can go to a nearby temple and do all this. This is very, very important, right? Tulsi Parikrama. And then next we will talk about the 10 Nivritti Margas, or the don'ts. You're not supposed to do these, right? Like you all told, no, Asat Sangatyaga, we have to give up the association of non-devotees, right? And then ninth offense, instructing the disinterested. If a person does not have any faith in Krishna or no interest, right, then do not just go on nagging and say just keep instructing them. Do not force them. That makes them commit more sins. They will talk negative about Krishna and our devotee association, parampara, guru parampara. So they are committing sins, no, by blaspheming the Lord and his devotees, and you are inducing that person to do that. So do not do that. That becomes a sin on our part also. And then next, get carried away building pricey temples. Okay, so do not just build temples and leave it. Namanishta Prabhu always says, no, temple is just a facility for preaching, right? Temple is not all in all. So he keeps saying this all the time. So do not get carried away by building pricey temples. And then read too many books. Do not read too many books. What is prescribed? Only that. Prabhupada says, read my books 6 times. Then if you have time, you read other books. Can you imagine? Right? Just imagine Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamritam, Bhagavad Gita, Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instruction, Ishopanishad, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, Krishna book. I mean, just count, right? And then these have volumes. These are not just one single book. Bhagavad Gita and all, okay, one book. Bhagavatam, etc. Bhagavatam is like 18 books.
18 volumes.
Yeah, 12 cantos, but 18 books are there, 18 volumes. And
Yes.
so many are there. Just imagine 6 times. Once also we can't read, right? So instead of reading what is required, do not go and read other books. That is primary don't. We have to not do. Not do means not do. That's it, right? And then neglect ordinary dealings, right? You have to not neglect ordinary dealings because it is a part of your life, right? Worldly activities. Like some devotees say, no, I'm not going to go to office. I will go to temple and live there, and I will just live. I will just chant 108 rounds a day, right? No, if going to temple is helping you offer devotional service, then why not, right? And even if you go and join temple, you have to still go and deal with these ordinary people for maybe collecting donation or book distribution, etc, right? So all that is important. Then lament or jubilate, right? Over gain or loss, right? So we have to be mind should be in equilibrium, accepting everything as equal, right? Good and bad, everything is Krishna's mercy, right? So we have to accept. Then we should not disrespect the demigods. We should not. Because why we should not disrespect? Yes.
They are also
Because
devotee
the
of the Lord.
demigods are
Ah,
serving the Lord. They are
they are
parts of.
devotees helping the Lord in maintaining the worldly affairs, right? Each demigod is given one department of the world, right? Like Varunadev is given water department, Indradev is given rain department, right? So fire god is given fire department. So like how we have in our government different departments, same way demigods are also given these different departments, and they are all devotees of the Lord, right? Then Bhagavad Gita says, Alpa Medasa, we are not supposed to worship demigods. So isn't it contradicting? Yes, isn't it
No,
contradicting?
no,
It will
Mataji, it is
also
not.
not. It will be automatically report
It
this.
is not, but if you worship demigods, these prayers go to Krishna only.
So we should worship.
We should not worship,
No,
but if you worship, there is no harm because
you
ultimately the
actually,
prayer all goes to him only.
so you
Okay.
worship demigod for the material gain.
You are
Yeah,
not
that is
supposed to
temporary.
worship. Yeah, that is the meaning. Worship demigods,
The temporary.
respecting demigods is different. Worshipping
But we
demigods.
should respect the demigod.
Yeah, respecting is like saying, greeting them, Hare Krishna, right? When you see a
Yes.
senior devotee, what do? You go and offer your obeisances to their feet, right? You fall down to their feet and you say Hare Krishna, you serve them, you do something for them, that, right? You don't go and say, give me that, I'm doing this because you'll give me some senior post in the temple. That's why I'm doing all this for the temple president. Do you say that and you do it? No, right? So,
No.
same way, demigod, respecting them is different. Respecting them is you visit their temple, right? You can, but when you go and join your hands in front of demigods, make sure you ask for Krishna prem and nothing else. Nothing else, right? You say Hare Krishna to demigods also, and you chant this Vancha Kalpatarubhyashcha sloka, right, in front of the demigods because they are devotees of the Lord. After that, you ask them for Krishna Prem and nothing else, no other conversation with the demigods. That much respect we have to give for the demigods because they are devotees of the Lord. They are extra special. They are devotees. We are still trying to become devotees, but they have already become devotees, right? That's the difference between us and them. So we have to respect their achievement, right? And even demigods will support devotees, right? It's given in Bhagavatam first canto that if demigods are so, they jump and they celebrate when a devotee goes back home, back to Godhead. Can you imagine anybody who leaves their life on earth, say someone, you're a great devotee, a senior devotee leaves the world, and because they are pure devotees, they will definitely go back home, back to Godhead. Like how we all are happy because they will go back home, back to Godhead, same way demigods will also be happy, it seems. And in fact, through their adidevic powers, whatever they can do, in whatever is in their control, they help a sincere devotee do devotion service. Like for example, there was one senior devotee, I don't want to take the name of the devotee, okay? He wanted to come to Bangalore, and there was one big what do you call, some kind of, you know, what do you call, cyclone, right? Where like where rain was there constantly, and all the flights got cancelled. So he was like, what to do, what to do, right? We have to go, we have to go. So the next day was his flight, and the previous day he got an information that all the flights are cancelled, right? I mean, of that particular day. And then there was a message from his particular airline saying, tomorrow, based on the condition only, we can fly. Otherwise, even our flight will get cancelled. Then he was like fully tensed. He was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But he was a very sincere devotee. So he prepared. He packed his bag and everything, and he went to the airport. And there, the minimum sunshine that was needed, no, that much sunshine was there that day. Can you imagine Adidevic powers? No, so demigods will support. These could be small things, but just imagine if that day also it was raining like every other day. then the flight wouldn't have gotten, flights would have got cancelled, no? Right? Then troubling others. We are not supposed to trouble others, right? So these things unconsciously, subconsciously we keep doing. So we are supposed to stop these. Then making offenses, right? Making offenses. See, making offenses, Vaishnava Aparadh is so dangerous. So dangerous. And not, Vaishnava Aparadh is not just insulting a devotee. Telling lies to a devotee is Vaishnava Aparadh. Can you imagine? We tell lies, no, very easy. Mataji, I was out, Mataji, so I couldn't do it. But you were there at home only. You could have done, right? Sometimes we do that, no? So
Yeah.
telling lies to a devotee is an aparadh. And then not smiling at a devotee is an aparadh. Can you imagine? Like one day what happened? Everybody gathered for Guru Puja, it seems. Prabhupada was still alive that day, those times. And some two devotees, they did not smile each other. They just came opposite, face to face, but they did not smile. And that became an offense. The other devotee took it as an offense. This devotee saw me, he didn't smile at me, he's smiling at everybody else. He's not smiling at me. And because of that, this devotee's chanting got affected. And he didn't know what to do. He went and asked Prabhupada. Prabhupada, till yesterday I was chanting well. Today morning I'm not able to chant. What to do? Then Prabhupada was like, oh, did you do some Vaishnava Aparadh? Then he was like, no, I don't remember. Then Prabhupada knows everything, right? So Prabhupada called the other devotee and said, did he do some aparadh to you yesterday? Then the other devotee was like, yes, Prabhupada, he smiled at everybody else, he did not smile at me. Can you imagine how personally a devotee takes? Just because of that, his chanting was not up to the mark. Then he apologized, and then everything became normal, right? And then very, we have to be careful. Then tolerate blasphemy to devotees. We should not tolerate. Can you imagine, right? Somebody is talking negative about some devotees or Krishna, senior devotees or Krishna. We are supposed to either leave the place or commit suicide. That is given in Nectar of Devotion. Because we cannot commit suicide, we have to leave the place at any cost, in any way possible. Okay, very important. Without following these, one cannot properly elevate oneself to sadhana bhakti. Right? So that's why these 20 things are primary. They are very, very important. If we are not following these 20 things, there's no question of sadhana, it seems. That's that important these are. And this we just discussed, no? The 4 primary things. The 4 regulative principles. Okay, next. Without following, this we already included. Now, the rules and regulations that Rupa Goswami has given us, right, all the activities that he's given us, engages manasa, vacha, karmana, or body, mind and words are completely engaged in the service of the Lord by doing all these activities. Okay, so here, so the next question is, why should we even follow the rules, right? Why should we follow rules and regulations? Why? We can just chant Hare Krishna and just go back home, back to Godhead. No, why should we follow the rules? And that too, so many rules. 64. Why?
Because we don't have the qualities to do all this by ourselves. That's why we
Haribol.
need the guidance of our
Very,
Guru.
it
It
is
is
nice.
written in Chaitanya Charitamrita by Rupa Goswami.
Yeah. So there is one example I heard from a senior devotee. If these metals, no, diamond and everything, they take a long time to form under the ground, no. Why a normal stone, cannot become a diamond just like that in 2 minutes or two days, no. It has to undergo severe pressure, and all this weather conditions should be apt for it to become a diamond, right? All these coal and everything mixture underground, right? So these pressure, weather conditions, these are actually rules and regulations. Under those circumstances only the anything can turn into diamond, right? Same way, right now we do not have the qualities to chant our 16 rounds in the way it is supposed to be chanted, and only because of that we have to follow these 64 rules and regulations. They prepare us for better chanting, and with better chanting we can go back home, back to Godhead. Right? That's important. So Shruti, Smriti, Puranadi, Pancharatraka Vidhim Vina, right? Without these Shruti, Smriti, Purana Pancharatra. Right? Without these four vidhis or rules, without these, ekantika harir bhaktir utpadaiteva kalpate. So without these, no, without ekantika, if you do harir bhakti in ekantika, right, in your own way, without the rules and regulations mentioned in Shruti, Smriti, Purana and Pancharatra, then what happens? Kalpate, only in imagination you will attain harir bhakti. Can you imagine? That means we cannot get harir bhakti at all, right? So this is what is given away. The purport is that to become a devotee, one must follow the principles laid down in Shruti and Smriti. One must follow the codes of the Puranas and the Pancharatrika Vidhi. One cannot be a pure devotee without following the Shruti and Smriti. And Shruti and Smriti, without devotional service, cannot lead one to perfection of life. So it's either ways. Just by following Shruti Smriti, you cannot become a pure devotee, and without following Shruti and Smriti, you cannot become a pure devotee, because the element of devotion, love should be there. From the heart, you should do it, right? Then the effect will be there. So very important. Now we will go to the next chapter, which talks about the next set of rules, right? We studied only the primary rules in the sixth chapter. In seventh chapter, we will talk about the remaining rules, remaining 64, how many ever remaining. In that, first 18 items are explained here, right? These are called evidence regarding devotional service, right? So in detail, the very first rule is accepting a bona fide, spiritual master. We already studied this, no? The first three rules is accepting the spiritual master, shelter, then taking initiation from him, and following his instructions with full faith. These are the first three rules out of the 64 rules, right? So why is this important? We already discussed, because spiritual master shows how to execute all the practices, right? And then, yeah, these evidences you can go through. There are many references. And then now, who is a bona fide spiritual master? What is his position? Anyone? Who is a bona fide spiritual master?
This శ్లోక మాత్రి దట్ తద్విద్ది ప్రణిపాతేన పరిప్రశ్నేన సేవయ ఉపదేక్షంతి తే జ్ఞానం జ్ఞానిన తత్వదర్శిన. So
Adhikari, Uttama Adhikari.
Yeah, okay, but what is his position? Who is he? How do we see him?
Representation of Krishna.
He is a pure representative of the Lord. He is not different from the Lord. Sakshad Haritvena Samasta Shastra. All the
That's correct.
scriptures confirm this, that he is he's not different from the Lord. He is one and the same. He is the Lord only. In Bhagavatam it is given, from inside Krishna becomes Chaitya Guru as Paramatma. From outside, if he has to become a guru, then he comes in the form of a spiritual master, right?
Master.
So he is an Uttamadhikari, but at the same time, he is a pure representative of the Lord, right? And he can control, Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, Jiha Vegam, Udara Upastha Vegam, Etan Vegan, Vishaheta Dira, Sarvan Abhimam Prithvim Shashishyat. Yeah. So these things of these 6 urges, no, sense gratification, he can control. So he can make devotees prithvim cha shishyat, right? Or Jagat Guru he can become. For example, Srila Prabhupada, right? So accepting initiation from spiritual master and receiving instructions. This is the second rule, initiation. First time you accept a spiritual master, you take shelter. Next is you take diksha from him, right? And third rule is you follow the instructions carefully, completely, right? So here we accept him as a representative of the Lord. Then we learn Srimad Bhagavatam from him, and the attitude must be very pleasing to him. Service attitude, right? Service attitude is very, very important. Next, third rule is serving the spiritual master, following his instructions. The best service you can do is what? What service you can do for your spiritual master? The best service. Yes, easy service, best service, what you can do?
Follow the
Help him
instructions.
in Harinam Sankirtan and preachings.
Okay. Just on your bed only you can do. What is that seva?
Chanting.
Okay, chanting, yes, but
Hearing.
hearing, Hari Bol. Hear your spiritual master's lectures or classes, right? Practically speaking, it's the easiest service. On your bed, you can sit and you can hear, right? You don't even have to go anywhere. When you hear, Vani Seva, that prepares you for doing other physical
Bapu
activities.
Seva.
Told, no? Book distribution, chanting. Our Guru Maharaj's only instruction is preaching. How much you preach, he just gets sold to you, right? He will be like, I just become so pleased if you preach. Just give Krishna to even at least one person, and he will be completely, very very happy, right? So we have to listen to him. That's the basic. And if you listen to him, you will know what he wants you to do, right? Instructions will come to you only if you hear, no? So first thing is you have to listen to him. And then that's why in the previous slide, if you see, what is it told? Receiving instructions, very important. Then only you can serve, right? So apply knowledge of 1 and 2 by serving him. Then never be envious of him. Right? So we can't be envious of our Guru Maharaj, and equal to serving all demigods. Okay. And then following the footsteps of saintly persons. Krishna Anushilanam, right? Anushilanam. Following in the footsteps of saintly persons. All the devotees given in Bhagavatam. Right? But one exceptional case, we should know Buddha. Even though Lord Buddha is Lord Krishna himself, we are not going to accept him. Why?
Because he does not accept the Vedic
Yeah.
instruction.
So Buddha, although he came in a form of a saint or a devotee, like a devotee's job is to follow in the footstep of his previous acharyas, no? But Buddha did not. He rejected Vedas, right? He said soul also doesn't exist. He spread the concept of voidism, Shunyavadism, right? Soul doesn't is not there. Body is all in all, and when we die, everything ends, right? There's no transmigration. That's what he spread. Because he did not follow in the footsteps of previous authorities, even if he is Krishna, we will be rejecting him. We don't worship. Vaishnavas do not worship Buddha, right? Unless follow Shruti, Smriti, Purana, Adi, Pancharatrika Vidam, right? That we just learned. Only disturbs the society. Ekantika Harir Bhakti, right? Ekantika, you can't do any Harir Bhakti according to your own way. Then what will happen? That Kalpate will happen. Only in imagination will get Harir Bhakti, not in reality. Okay. Then inquiring about the religious principles. This is Guhyam Akyati Prachati. We have to inquire what I should do for my personal progress. See, everybody's life situation is different, right? So some people have some full-time jobs, some people have business, some people have family, big family, some people are very young students, right? So everybody's situation is different. So you have to what you're facing, only you know, right? So you have to inquire from the higher authorities and senior Vaishnavas, and you know uh, to progress in your spiritual development. Prepared to give up material enjoyment, right? These material enjoyment you have to give up, right? Whatever it is. So one devotee was asking in one of the classes to a senior devotee that, so sense gratification is like, see, buying a dress also is sense gratification, no? Like you want to buy a new dress so you can wear, right? So that is sense gratification. Yes or no?
Yes, Mataji.
So you should not buy dress.
No, we
But we
should
have
buy
to,
the things and offer to Lord.
Hmm.
Offer to Lord and as wear it as a
Yeah,
prasadi
this
dress,
was
or
it.
use it in the sevas of the Lord.
Very nice. So when you buy a dress, either wear it to a temple. So I know many devotees who buy dresses only when festivals are coming. When Gaura Purnima is coming, so you buy new dress, right? So for all festivals, if you keep buying, then you don't feel like buying on other days, no? Because you already have so many dresses. You've been buying for all festivals, right? So you don't feel like buying other days. So that sense control is happening. You're regulating it, right? Because you're buying the dress for the temple, you're going to wear to the temple only for the seva and everything. And if it is, say, your office dress, some blazer and everything, right? You don't wear like that for temple, then what to do? So you buy, you offer it to Krishna, keep one tulsi on the dress, offer it to Krishna, pronounce the bhog offering mantra, leave it for 5 minutes, then you take it and wear it as prasadam. Okay, when you eat as prasadam, no, you offer bhoga and eat as prasadam. Same way, wear it as prasadam. I've seen devotees offering their cars. They get a new car. They keep tulsi on the car. From the road only they offer. They chant the bhog offering mantra and they offer it. They say, Krishna, you are the enjoyer. You should enjoy this car first. I'm nobody to touch it even, right? And then after 5 minutes, they accept it as prasadam. Then they drive it and they drive it to temple first, right? So this way you can do everything for with Krishna. See, I was telling in my earlier class, whatever you have to do these things to live, right? Certain things you cannot avoid, like buying dress, buying groceries, etc., etc. So add Krishna to it. Ritual will be ritual if it's plain, but if you add the supreme spirit Krishna to it, then it becomes spiritual, right? So that's very, very important. And then next, residing in a sacred place. This is also not possible. You can't go to Vrindavan and stay lifelong, right? You can rather go on yatras for some time. You have your families, you have your work, office, everything. So what you do, you make your house only in Vrindavan, right? That's very important. So where there are deities, where there is altar. See, nowadays there are these new apartments built, no? Especially here. Now there was one apartment built near my house. So we all went there to see the apartment. For they had invited us for some puja. Okay, so we went there. Even one house did not have altar. Can you imagine? None of the flats had altar in it. There's no puja room. Only kitchen is there, hall is there, living room is there. I mean, rooms are there, bedrooms are there, bathrooms are there, but there is no altar. There is no puja room only. Nobody knows what it is. Can you imagine? Right? But we have to make sure we have altar at home, then that entire house becomes Vrindavan, right? And then so residing in sacred place, this is one among Sarupya Mukti, right? If you some devotees have this special privilege. After retirement they go and stay in Vrindavan or Mayapur and become full-time devotees in the temple, right? And that is not different from Samipya Mukti or Salokya Mukti or Sarupya Mukti, because you are right there. And if you do this residing all your life in Vrindavan, right? If you make your house into a complete Vrindavan by playing lectures, bhajans and everything, then when you leave this body, you will attain Sarupya Mukti. Can you imagine? Just imagine, you also have 4 hands like Vishnu, you have all jewelry and silk clothes and everything, and you are there in Vaikuntha. Can you imagine? And demigods see a 400 residents of Jagannath Puri. And in fact, Jagannath Puri, if you go, all the devotees, all the Nivasis of Jagannath Puri look like Vishnu with 4 hands, right? This is given in Puranas, okay? And Ganges sanctifies fully, right? So our sins will get destroyed, right? This is very important. Then accepting only what is necessary. Okay, this we already discussed. Okay, so for bodily needs, so that one can remember Krishna. Don't eat more. Some people eat heavy dinner, no? Then morning they can't wake up. Mangalarti gone, right? Because digestion issues will happen, stomach bloating will happen, right? They eat because it's nice. Oh, it is tasting so nice, so I'll eat, right? So we have to eat only how much our body takes or needs, not more. There's a difference between want and need, right? Make realistic vows for spiritual advancement, right? Realistic, not again, see, accepting what is necessary is during initial stages. If you remember, I was so enthusiastic, so I was like, it was my third Ekadashi after joining ISKCON. Okay, third Ekadashi. I heard second Ekadashi, I had heard from a devotee, a very senior devotee, saying I chant more than 16 rounds. Okay, and I was having this question, how many rounds does this devotee chant if it is more than 16? So I asked my friend, okay, she goes to that temple, she used to go. For me, it was all new, but that my friend used to go to that temple from a long time. So I was like, how many devotees rounds she will chant? So that devotee, my friend told, 108 rounds. So I was like, 108 rounds on Ekadashi. So I was like, I will also chant. At that time, I was chanting only some 12 rounds, not even 16 rounds. So I was like, I will chant 28 rounds. I took up this vow. Okay. And then what happened? I broke it because I couldn't even complete 16 rounds, right? With high enthusiasm, we tend to do it. initial stages, no, full on energy. I didn't even know what vow I should take. Just whatever comes to my mind, I did it. Then I broke the vow. I couldn't complete. Then I was thinking, oh, too much of enthusiasm, right? So make realistic vows for spiritual advancement. It should help you. I should have rather taken a vow to reach 16 rounds that day, right? Then at least I would have regularly chanted my 16 rounds from that Ekadashi. That is important. Then fasting on Ekadashi, very, very important. Do not skip. If you have to take tablets and all that, you can do sabudana and all that. That you can have, right? And then offering respect to banyan trees. Why banyan tree? What is so special about banyan tree?
I heard from a lecture that banyan tree and amla tree is very auspicious,
Why?
but don't know why.
You can recall 10th chapter Bhagavad Gita. What does Krishna say? Who is he among trees?
Banyan tree, yeah, here is banyan tree.
Ashwatha Riksha or banyan tree, right? That is the reason Krishna represents banyan tree. Among all trees, I am Ashwatha, Krishna says, no? That's why banyan tree has to be.
Ashwatha means banyan, not no. Ashwatha means it's people. I
Yes,
don't.
there is this confusion saying peepal tree and banyan tree are, Ashwatha translates to peepal tree and banyan tree. But I've heard some lectures saying banyan tree is what is actually this tree, Ashwatha tree.
Peep-
Okay, and peepal tree also is very, very auspicious. I've seen people offering all respects to peepal tree also. Nothing wrong. Okay. Giving up the company of non-devotees. Now coming to Nivritti Marga, the don'ts, right? You have to give up the association of non-devotees. And who are these non-devotees? How do we define? Who are these asat devotees? Asat people we have to give up our association.
Who don't do the Harinam?
Follow the Mayavadis.
Okay, that is one thing. Then the shloka. You know anyone knows the shloka? Asat sangatyaga yai Vaishnavachar. No? Chaitanya Charitamrita shloka. असत
You
संग
don't chant.
वैष्णव आचार स्त्री संगी एका Krishna asadu Krishna abhakta ara. So these three people. Asat sangi tyaga yei Vaishnava achar. The definition of practicing devotion service is to give up asat sanga, right? Tyaga. Renounce the association of asat people. And who are these? Three sangi, right? Womenizers or women who have illicit relationship with men, any kind of opposite sex, right? If they have extramarital, premarital, right, relationships, it is Stri Sangi. They come under the category of Stri Sangi. Then Asadu. Asadu are people who do not follow the regulative principles. They drink, they smoke, they do gambling and etc. etc. And then Krishna Abhakta. What is the difference between Asadu and Krishna Abhakta? A non-devotee and an Asadu. What is the difference? Both are same, no? Think. What is the difference between a non-devotee and an Asadu? No one knows. So a non-devotee can be good, right? In the mode of goodness. As in they might be, very good. They are they don't harm anyone. They do a lot of philanthropic activities. They help others, right? They do not get angry. They have so much of patience, and all that. They don't tell lies, right? They are always very truthful, etc., etc. But they do not worship the Lord. They don't offer devotional service to the Lord. Maybe they worship demigods. They are maybe some Shiva worshippers, Ganesha worshippers, right? Lakshmi worshippers, right? Durga worshippers. Or they might not worship any demigod. They might not worship Krishna also. They don't worship God only, right? But they are morally very rich, right? They have a good conduct and everything. Such people belong to the category of a non-devotee. They are not asadu, right? They are following the moral principles, but they do not worship the Lord. Such people we should avoid. Even though they are good, we should still avoid, because you're not interaction. Association means give and take will be there, no? Right? You might have to take what they give you as prasad, food, gifts, right? If you accept their gifts, their karma will come to you. If you accept their food, then you are not eating prasadam because they have not offered it to the Lord, right? Rather, you can give things to them, but you can't take things from them. And so that way you rather completely avoid association, right? Asadu is person who is bad, right? Intoxication, smoking, drinking, and everything, right? And who is always, in Rajoguna, angry, passionate, right? They don't care about killing people also if they want something, right? Such people are all asadu. This is the difference, right? Rather, in other words, what it is, we have to associate only with devotees, right? And this is very important, right? See, we just talked about all this, right? And Mayavadi is very important. Stay away completely. Okay, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's order, give up the association of non-devotees. Now, accept the cage of iron or fire, but non-devotees. Can you imagine, right? Accept iron or fire cage, but not non-devotees. Okay. Prefer to embrace a snake, tiger, or alligator rather than association of non-devotees. Can you imagine, right? That is how dangerous it is. Getting, tiger is also not dangerous in front of these kind of people, non-devotees, right? So not accepting unfit disciples. So not accepting unfit disciples. So guru will not accept unfit disciples. So we have to read these Bhagavad Gita. That's why there is a list of books given to us for Harinam initiation. And for Brahmanic initiation, you should complete even Bhagavatam, and so many other rules are there for Brahmanic initiation, right? So you have to read. Narada Muni says don't accept unfit disciples. So these are evidences you can read, right? In activities per se not forbidden, because Rupa Goswami himself did this. Okay. Avoid pride and prestige and follow Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's of printing books. Okay, now next 15 to 16, right? Straightforwardness in ordinary dealings. We already discussed you should not neglect ordinary dealings, but it should be done in a particular way. How much ever is needed, only that much we should talk. Especially with our colleagues in office, we have to talk, no? With our neighbors we have to talk. They might not be devotees, right? But again, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said you should not associate only with non-devotees, but you can't neglect also at the same time, right? So what you should do, you should do only what is necessary. How much ever is needed to talk, only that much, not more, right? So if it's financial transaction, do that. If it's office work, do that. That's it. So equilibrium is needed, because strong emotions leave little room for remembrance of Krishna. So it is said that, see, if you see someone, a non-devotee, your colleague or someone who is doing their work nicely, sometimes we get impressed, no? We see like, oh, this person is doing so nicely. So see Krishna's hand behind it, because Krishna is giving that person that intelligence or brilliance. That person is able to excel in the work. So do not give your heart to the person, because that person is a non-devotee, right? See Krishna's hand behind it, but do not give your heart to the devotee. To that non-devotee. Okay, that's important. Next, not neglect demigods. Right? We are not supposed to neglect demigods. We are supposed to rather respect them. This also we already saw, right? Respect. Yeah, we have to respect even an ant. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmana Gavi Hastini Shuni Chaiva Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshanaha. Right? Shuni Chaiva, even a dog eater, Brahmana, elephant, dog, and everybody should be respected on the same level. Right? And Purusha, Hari is worshipable. Okay, demigods are who is worship. Hari is the Purusha, Krishna is the worshipable one, and demigods supposed to be his devotees, right? And then not giving pain to any living entity. This is that not troubling nivritti principle we have to follow, right? If treats all like children, will be favored by Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is given in Mahabharata, right? We have to treat everybody like children, right? Not trouble them. Even mental torture shouldn't be given, right? And then here it is said, never support slaughterhouses. This is the main kind of problem, right? That we give to others is poor animals, we just slaughter them, no? That shouldn't happen. And then the 10, so next chapter, the 8th chapter, is all about the 10 offenses to the holy name. Anyone knows the 10 offenses in order? 10 offenses to the
Mataji.
Yes.
Like we chant in the Mangal Arti, that no?
Yes, yes.
Um, to blaspheme
To
the
bless him,
devotees who are dedicated alive to the. Yeah, yes, Prabhuji, you say.
To blaspheme the, sorry,
to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their names in propagating the holy name of the Lord.
name of the Lord. To consider
Number
the names
two,
of
to consider the demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma to be equal to
equal or
or
dependent.
independent of the name of the Lord. Number three,
To
to
disobey
disobey
the
the
orders of the spiritual master of the.
Number four, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra to be an
No, number
imagination.
four is number four is to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in
Oh, yes,
portion
yes,
to the
yes.
Vedic version. Number
Yes.
5 is to consider the glories of chanting to be an awesome
Imagination. Imagination.
imagination. Number 6 to give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. Number 7 to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. Number 8 to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are often in Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda. Number 9 to instruct a faithless person about the holy name of the Lord. Number 10 to not have complete faith in chanting and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this method. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. To all the devotees who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses to guard against these offenses to get the mercy of I just forgot that line.
Yeah, to get Krishna Prema. Very
Krishna
nice.
Prema.
Okay, Haribol, very nice. So these are the 10 offenses. I can see initiation devotees, Madhav Prabhu, Vinod Prabhu. Please learn in order. They might ask you for the interview, right? Did you all clear the interview? Did interview happen?
No, Mataji. From Mayapur, it did not happen.
It didn't happen, no? They might,
No.
it might happen. Anyway, we will see. Okay, so this is an important question. Okay, now, so out of which I mean, out of all this, which is that one offense we have to be very careful with in this stage,
Number
starting?
10. Number
Number
10.
What is that? I mean, which part
To
of
not
number
have complete
Inattentive
faith
chanting.
in inattentive chanting.
Inattentive chanting, right? Seeing phone and chanting, talking and chanting, calling someone and talking and chanting. All this we shouldn't do, right? Chanting means just chanting. Mind will go here and there. That is okay because we are not mind. If you can control your mind, then why to even chant? You've already become Jagat Guru, right? Mind will go here and there. That is okay. But grossly, at least you're supposed to stop what you're doing, like watching TV and chanting, right? Walking and chanting on a busy road, shopping and chanting, right? These
Gossiping. Chanting.
gossiping and chanting. All this should be. I've seen reading Bhagavatam and chanting. Many devotees also. In Bhagavatam class also they chant, right? So they are neither listening to the class nor to the chanting, right? So this will not work, right? That's why Prabhupada told before sun comes up, your chanting should be done, right? 5 a.m. to 5:30, yeah, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. In between that, your chanting should be done, and 1.5 hours only it will take. 16 hours, 16 rounds, not more, right? And also even this is there that if your 16 rounds is taking more than 2 hours, then something is wrong with your chanting. You're either not counting, your sakshimala is not moving, or something is.
Mataji, it is taking more than 2 hours.
No, Prabhu. It is said that it should be taking only 2 hours or 1.5 hours, or between 1.5 hour and 2 hours, right?
Yes,
Because
Mother, it ideally takes 1 hour 45 minutes, like,
before
approximately 1
two
hour
hours,
45 minutes.
before two
It
hours, it
said
should
that
be
per mala should be take 6 to 7 minutes. If it takes
7
a
minutes.
longer, that you are not chanting properly.
Yeah, either you're not moving the beads properly, or you're chanting Hare Krishna two times, three times on the same bead, or something is happening, right? Or maybe your pronunciation is too slow. That is also wrong. Some people say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Then what happens? The mind is going somewhere it would have gone, and too fast is also wrong. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare. Then you're not pronouncing the holy name only properly. Right?
Correct.
It should be moderate. Right? If it is too slow, your mind has already gone somewhere. By the time you say Rama, your mind has gone and you don't even realize you're chanting, right? So the speed should be proper. So one solution for this problem is, Prabhu, you should
Yes, Mother.
play this Prabhupada's chanting, right? Morning.
No, I follow him only.
7 minutes
Every
chanting is there of Srila Prabhupada's video.
Yes.
Use that. I
yes,
can put it in the
7.25.
yeah, that you can follow and you can chant. Then it will become proper. Okay. Or maybe if you're taking break, that is okay. Some devotees take after 8 rounds, they take 15 minutes break. Right? I also take break. In that 15 minutes, I do shlokas. Right? Then what happens? And then I come back to the chanting. Then it will take 1 hour 45 minutes, 2 hours, or 2 hours 15 minutes. That is okay. Okay. Hare Krishna now. Essence of sadhana. Offenses to be avoided. The holy name, the 10 offenses, very, very important. The first offense itself is Vaishnava Aparad, no? That's supposed to be, that's very dangerous, okay? And then essence of sadhana is manmanabha madbhakto, what Krishna says, no? You have to think about Krishna. That is only sadhana. Therefore, that is why we have all these activities, reading Bhagavatam, chanting. Otherwise, if you are free for even 2 minutes, your mind will go here and there. And then you're not remembering Krishna, right? You should remember Krishna. For that, you have to do whatever helps, that you should do, right? So, takes mind, what is this? Yeah, offense always takes the mind away from Krishna. That's why we are not supposed to do any offense. Okay, and when we do offense, you know why we do offense, or when we do offense? When we think we are superior to that person. That is when we do offense, or, ahankar, right? False ego. It just becomes too much. The ahankar in our heart becomes too much, and you start thinking you are superior than the person in front of you, and you will do offense, right? That's not that is the sign of ahankar. How much ahankar a person has is shown, one in anger and one in offense, two in offense. So these two things show how much ahankar a person has, how much anger that person gets, and how much offense that person does, right? And seva aparad. Yeah, so by the way, we have two types of aparad, no? Seva aparad and nama aparad. Nama aparad we just discussed. And seva aparad is the aparad having done during deity worship, right? Some rules and regulations not being followed properly, right? That is all coming under seva aparad. And yeah, so less serious than nama aparad. So now, one question I have: after we sing Samsara Dava, Guru Ashtakam in the morning, we sing Harinam, no? Why?
If we say Harinam, then there is no offenses, because before chanting we chant the Panchatattva mantra, because we will chant in offensive mode. But if we chant the Panchatattva or take the Guru Maharaj's mantra, then there will be no offenses.
But why do we have to chant Harinam? You can just sing Samsara Dava and then go to Narsimha, no?
Is it to glorify the God? Like you're praising him, like you're greeting him in the morning. That's the Samsara Tava. And then after that, the Hare Krishna mantra is just, it's like for your own purification too.
Yeah, purification. See, when we are doing the Aarti in the morning, Mangalarati, the Pujari would have committed offenses. It's not easy. Every time we are not perfect, right? Any offense we would have committed, right? Right from the time the Mangalarati plate is arranged till the full Aarti is over, we would have, the Pujari would have committed some offense. And not only that, we also would have committed the offense the previous day while doing temple seva or any kind of, deity worship seva. Right? So even cooking is also deity worship, because you're cooking and offering it to the Lord. Right? So everything becomes, in one or the other way, deity seva only, right? So because when you sing the Harinam, the say aparads happening in deity worship will be nullified. It's given in Namashtaka by, I think it's written by Rupa Goswami. I'm not sure who has written it. There it is said, all the seva aparads are forgiven by Harinam, holy name of the Lord, or the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But if you commit nama aparad, even Krishna cannot save. Can you imagine? That's why those 10 offenses to the holy name, we have to be very, very careful, especially inattentive chanting, right? So Vaishnava aparad is the root, the root cause of Vaishnava aparad is inattentive chanting. When you chant and you're not attentive, grossly inattentive, right? Talking to someone and chanting, etc., etc., that becomes the root cause for Vaishnava aparad, right? You know you're doing, you're not chanting inattentively and you're still doing it, right? That becomes the root cause. When you chant like that continuously, then without your knowledge, right, unwillingly, unknowingly, you will do Vaishnava aparad, and then your bhakti will be completely gone, right? That's very important. And does not mean deliberately neglect deity. Yeah, this doesn't mean, okay, I will chant Hare Krishna one round, I will do mistake in my DT DT seva. No, no, that is not the way. That becomes seventh offense, no, committing sins on the strength of the holy name. So that is also not allowed. And then supplementary Vedic literature gives 32 lists of offenses. That also we will see in the next chapters. Then Varaha Puran gives additional 29 offenses. This is all given in the chapter, you can read, right, in your reading session. Now Nama Parad, chanting will eradicate sins, but if offends the holy name, no chance of being delivered. By chanting, you can nullify all the sins in the world, including sins committed to the deities. But if you commit sins, offend the holy name itself, Nama Prabhu it's called. Holy name is actually a deity in itself, Nama Prabhu, right? If you offend the Nama itself, then even Krishna cannot help. Because Krishna has invested all his potencies in the name, right? Nam Namakari Bahuda, Nija Sarva Shaktis, right? So Padma Puran gives the 10 offenses that we already discussed, right? So we have to be very, very careful. Now, this is the summary, right? What we learnt, the offenses to avoid, and all these we will see in detail in the further chapters. Okay, so next chapter will be about 32 offenses, right? Listed from various Vedas and everything. The 10 offenses against the holy name as found in Padma Purana are listed here. Those you can just go through. Okay, Hare Krishna, any questions?
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, will you be posting the recording in the group chat?
Mataji, I had shared the playlist link. All the recordings will go into the playlist. I think I can share every recording also if you want. Hare Krishna.
Okay, where did you post the link? The playlist link.
In the
What
group.
group was
I'll
it?
post it again. Mataji, I will post it again. It is there in the same group.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it the BV group or is it the Bhakti Shastri group?
Bhakti
Bhakti
Shastri group.
Shastri.
Okay, I'll look for it. Thank you.
Yeah. I can post every class link also, no issues. Hare Krishna. Any other questions? Anything you all want to ask?
Everyone, please submit your attendance if not yet done.
Attendance, please submit.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I have
Hare
a question related that same like offering our dresses and everything. After offering all those, we can use bathroom or washroom in a prasadi dress. Like
Oh no,
we
you
can
can
use
use,
it.
you can use. No issues. You can use it like your regular dress, how you wear, no? Same way, no issues.
Okay, Mataji, thank you so much.
Mataji, Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam. Mataji, not related to this topic or from the session perspective, but definitely sometime I would definitely want to connect with you to get some guidance on how to deal with non-devotee association. Because with the nature of work and also the kind, like I have a 5-year-old daughter and she has friends and she has her own association, then the parents becomes one source for us to, even if we want to have minimalistic conversation, we're still having, and there's a lot of conversation at the end of the day that happens because of a small kid around you. So I'm trying my level best to channelize her as well, and she is, because she's attending a lot of classes and she's on weekends typically she's in the temple only, but still there is an element, a sizable element with respect to school and in our society garden, that she's connected with non-devotee kids, and I have to end up having some conversation. So this is one problem statement for me. Definitely I'll connect with you sometime soon for this, a
Sure.
one-on-one counseling on this.
Sure. I am not so qualified to counsel, but whatever little I know, I can just help you with it. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Okay. No other questions? Then we can end. Thank you all. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha anantakoti vaishnavindi ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, before we end, how many of you are doing facilitated seva from this group? Calling seva?
Mataji, I am
I'm
doing
doing Mataji.
seva under guidance of Deepti Mataji.
Okay. And others?
I'm also doing Mataji.
You're doing for
I'm
level 1.
also done.
Yeah, I got 10 numbers and I'm calling them multiple times, but they're not responding.
Okay, so everybody in the group is doing?
Yes, but I am also doing.
Okay,
I'm
Hari.
doing.
So all of you are having level 1 devotees, right?
Yes, level 1.
Okay, okay. Haribol. Very nice. Nice to know. Hare Krishna. Thank you.